Welcome to Jazzabrations and Beyond. It is a wonderful Sunday today, you guys, and I am so excited. I know y'all can already see who we have in the audience because there's so many of us in here today that we had to break up the cameras. But I am so excited, and I'm here with my co-host, Torre Brannon Reese, and he's going to do his masterful introduction.
Well, we're going to do our introduction.
Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are, so we tell them.
Boom, boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. Boom, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Renaissance,
boom,
they call it Renaissance.
Boom,
We say no time to
boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. Bop-ba-di-bi-di-bop-ba-di.
From the
boom,
days of old school, made a page right out of history.
Oh, baby.
Let's go down the lane called memory to the courtesy of harmony.
Why don't you
Join us, won't you join us? Have a yabba dabba doo time, a dabba doo time.
We're gonna have a
Gay old time.
Wow, y'all, yes!
Yeah.
So y'all know, y'all can see I'm already excited. I'm excited.
That's all right.
Okay,
That's
what
all
you
right.
need?
That's all right. That's all right.
Whose phone?
Brenda.
Hey, we're on live.
We
here.
are live,
We're on
and
live
Brenda
here.
is looking for her phone. Joyce, get this, because I got in-studio guests can help us out here. Brenda's phone is right here.
All right.
You belong, Tony.
Okay. So, Tori, I'm just going to sit here as a co-host and let you run this show today. You run it however you want to do it. I'm just going to be here and look in.
Well, I'm actually one of the fellas today. This is a beautiful group of black men who've been keeping the tradition of doo-wop, a cappella doo-wop, and a cappella soul and all other kind of music together for many years. So I wanted to invite my brothers here so that we can show the people what we do and who we are and where we're going to go from here.
Absolutely. And just so that y'all know, April is Jazz Appreciation Month, but we are Jazzabrations and Beyond, so we go beyond jazz up in here now.
Okay.
So with that, Tori, give me a little runback.
Why don't we go all the way to my left and introduce this great vocalist here and great gentleman. Why don't you tell me who you are?
My name is Bob Henley III, and I'm originally from Chicago, Illinois, but I've been here in L.A. for 30-some years, and so...
Your daddy is Bob Henley from Chicago.
Yes,
I know
he
your
is.
daddy.
Ooh, ooh.
Go ahead, keep going.
His name is Robert Jr., but he was Bob Jr., and my grandfather was Bob Sr.
All right.
She know your daddy.
She made
Anyway, right
the-
next to him. Right next to
Okay.
him.
But anyway, I've had an extensive background of school for going to music and having the pleasure of working with a lot of stars. I've sung 10 years with Smokey Robinson, and then I sung 10 years with Richard Street's Temptations group. I was the minister of music and choir director for Della Reese's church, the Understanding Principles for Better Living Church. And I've done plenty of things with this brother right here. We did a lot of plays and a lot of singing here and there. And now
LTD
I'm.
now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was for a member for about a year or so with the group LTD. So I've had an extensive time out here, and I've had a blessed time. And I am not mad at my journey in this music. I've been all around the world, and I love it.
Beautiful. Let's go to the next gentleman.
I'm Maurice Kitchen, also from the west side of Chicago, the best side.
South side.
I'm a playwright and a creative director in advertising.
Okay.
All right. He's being modest. He's won NAACP awards and, a whole lot of other things that we'll get into. Mister.
My name is Tony Sneed. But I was Tony when I moved out here. So they started calling me Tony. I tell them my name was Anthony, but they say Tony, so I just let it slide. But anyway, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, the home of doo-wop. And I started singing at a very, very young age. And I sang with a bunch of groups and stuff. And I sang with Charles Jones, who was the brother of the late Linda Jones, when I sang Hypnotized. And we was all from the same area. So I started singing, and I fell in love with singing that.
Beautiful, beautiful. And we have one more member of the group who's not here, but who's on the way.
Do him.
And his name is Charles Sonny Banks. Charles is from San Antonio, Texas, and he's been singing for a number of years now. He's the guy who knows harmony probably better than any one of us up here, and he's usually the final word on that and some other things. So he'll be here in the second half of the show to speak for himself. Of course, I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. I grew up singing on the streets of the French Quarter and sung for a group called the Uptowners back in the 80s. And then I came out here, and I'm with this fantastic group of guys right now.
Okay, well, y'all probably got this little puzzle look in my face because I'm hearing some sound, some music in the background in my headphones, LeBron. So if we could get that fixed, I don't know what it is, but okay.
You might want to take them headphones off.
No, because if we get a caller who want to call in and say something to you, brothers, at 323-293-3375, I got to be able to hear that. But other than that, LeBron will work it out. It's just some little bug in there.
Right.
I'm excited because I follow y'all.
Okay.
I follow y'all wherever you go.
Were you in Dubai? We were there for 6 weeks.
She missed the plane.
I think I remember seeing her on the
She missed the flight. That was right.
I missed Dubai.
Yeah.
I didn't make it to Dubai because I was over in South Africa.
Okay.
So at the same time, yes.
We was hanging out at the World Village.
But I know our listeners follow you. They are entrenched. As a matter of fact, Wally Roker
Wow.
is a person that I knew before I knew Torre.
Marketing.
Yes. He told me that he had started working with a new group. And I said, who? And he gave me the CD.
Okay.
SCR, Street Corner Renaissance.
Okay.
And so that was my introduction. I think even before I met you, Wally had told me that.
Well, that's a legendary name in the business as well.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, Wally. Rest in heaven.
Brother Wally. Yeah, that's indeed.
But tell me the background. You said it was a art form that started on street corners back in when?
Yeah, I'll speak to that. I would say that doo-wop as an art form crystallized around the early 1950s, but it was inspired by groups like the Mills Brothers, the Ink Spots. It was inspired by jazz combos and trios and even big bands. Doo-wop used all those sounds in the context of the harmonies. So, you have two different things going on at one time in a song, maybe two different lead singers, right? You have a bass, and then you have your harmony, which represents the horns, etc. But the thing about doo-wop is that it's an a cappella art form at its core, because a lot of the groups didn't have the money to purchase instruments and all that.
Gotcha.
So a lot of these cats, like was singing before me, they were singing without, instrumentation and making great music,
Right.
And we do that today. So
Now, it's interesting, like he said, in terms of the foundation of the art form, talked about the double lead singer. That was inspired by the Soul Stirrers with R.H. Harris. So when the Temptations came along, the dramatics and what have you, that came out of the innovations of R.H. Harris, also from Chicago. Right. So it's a lot steeped into the basic foundational culture of doo-wop.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are we going to keep the show live?
And it wasn't. During that time, they didn't call it doo-wop. Right. That came along in the 70s, late 60s and 70s. 60s,
they just called it a cappella before they put it.
Yeah, and the guys who are so-called pioneers of it, they shunned that name.
Doo-wop.
Yeah, if you talk to Harvey Fuqua or even the guy from Persuasions.
Yeah, there's a lot of great names, guys with the Dells, Johnny Carter and all those cats. Yeah. They didn't call it doo-wop.
They called it a cappella. We're just singing a cappella.
Yeah, we singing, and so they
didn't call it a cappella.
Other people come along and articulate what we do, so they gave us a name. So that's how that happened.
Absolutely. So, do we have a CD? Did we give him a CD? We're gonna play some music, or y'all gonna sing it all live with me?
Well, we have a CD. We can hold off until.
That's okay. That's all right. I just don't wonder.
We'll do some singing later on.
Yeah, because we wanted to know if we gonna take a break and go into some of your music, because that's what it's really all about. Our listening audience hearing you and knowing about you. But I know we could take a.
But you know what?
What?
I don't know if you remember the show we were doing. We were talking about jazz and all you do in jazz, and you're to be commended for that. And I was telling you, okay, I love all that jazz, but there's another kind of music that I think might be nice.
Absolutely. And with your introduction to the show, that's why we dropped Jazzabrations, and we just went Jazzabrations and beyond. Because we are beyond just doing jazz and blues. And so I'm all for that.
But these days, anything that's not hip-hop is jazz, because we do jazz festivals. We were in Panama City,
Florida.
the Seabreeze Jazz Festival with 15,000 people.
I can't really talk on that, but okay.
But I'm just saying, that's how it's identified now. Because even at the Playboy Jazz Festival, you have other art forms there that aren't jazz. So
yeah,
the identity has the
something has happened with that over the
R&B
years.
gets thrown in there.
Right,
sometimes,
right.
too.
Well,
Oh, a lot.
Yeah,
It's not just.
well, what it is, jazz is the roots. So everything came out of that jazz. You know what I mean? So that's probably how they look at it.
Actually, the roots is gospel.
Exactly. So
Okay.
we got a little history tree, but as one of the elders always say, it's the roots that produce the fruits.
Right.
All right.
Oh, I like that.
So without that roots of gospel, blues, you wouldn't have jazz, hip hop, or rock and roll, any of it.
Right.
So that's your foundation,
Right.
and then everything was born from that. But that's a whole nother conversation on that in terms of our roots and stuff. But I'm just excited to see that you gentlemen are still singing. When is your next gig?
Next gig. Oh, we've got a bunch of gigs coming up. We can't even.
When is the
What
next
we doing?
one?
What we doing?
Coming up. What's
we
coming
gotta-
up? So
we
here
gotta-
in
we-
California, so people can
Well,
get their tickets and start lining up.
Well, we want to come back here to the community and do something for the people because it's been a while. So we're talking with Mr. Tribble over at the World Stage.
Okay.
They're doing a fantastic job. They've had some
Absolutely.
classic
Shout out to
artists there.
Dwight
Yeah,
Treble.
He's brought it up to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we want to
We do a lot of private gigs as well. So
Okay.
Those don't get promoted.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a member of a prestigious club up in the 51st floor downtown called the City Club Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
And every now and then I do get to bring some people up there. So,
People.
yeah, so maybe on my next go round of them asking me, I get to say, hey,
Sounds good to me.
can I bring my boys on up to the
I think
51st
we know how to
floor?
get on the elevator and go to the 51st floor.
Yeah.
It's time we moved on up.
51st
Huh?
floor.
Okay.
Are y'all busy Saturday? Are y'all working Saturday the 13th?
Saturday the 13th.
This Saturday coming up,
What time?
I think we're free.
7 to 11. I'm there
we
for
there. We there.
Jazz in the Sky. I can introduce you to I ain't got no money, but I can at least introduce you to.
There she goes. She did that. Them words.
Because this is
No money.
wait, because this is like an impromptu.
Yeah.
joking.
What, you do a show from there?
Yes, I do a Jazz in the Sky in recognition to David Cunningham Jr.
Oh.
And so, the shows is booked for this year.
Right.
But if I show you to the club members,
Right.
then I can have them. Ooh, I shouldn't be saying this on live, but okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So y'all can come and bless us.
Oh, yeah.
While the band take a break, y'all bless us.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Make it happen.
Hey now, Joyce Lee, honey, we go ahead and.
Are you free on Saturday?
Yes, they're gonna come.
We'll be there.
We're
Did you
reasonable.
just see I negotiated that, girl?
Won't cost that much.
Exactly, because it's my show host right here. Give us that love. So, City Club, get ready for a treat.
Yeah.
They are going to knock our socks off at intermission, so be
Just
ready
make
for
sure
that.
they got the 5 mics. 5 mics.
5 mics.
5-point harmony.
As soon as we take a quick break, we'll be right back, and I'm going to hook that up with Preston. Preston, get ready, because I'm getting ready to text you. I need 5 mics on for Saturday. No, but Anthony is our sound guy, so I'm sure he'll have it.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll be right back. Let's take a quick moment to get refreshed. We're waiting on another guest. And if you'd like to call in, 323-293-3375, and we'll take your calls here on Jazzabrations and Beyond.
And beyond.
I love you. I love you for sentimental reasons. I love you. I hope you do believe me. I've given you my heart. Give you my heart. I love you. I love you. And you alone were meant for me. I love you. Please say you'll never leave me. And say we'll never part. Never part. I I love you, and you alone were meant for me. I love you. Please say you'll never leave me, and say we'll never part. Never part. I think of you every morning. Every morning. I dream of you every night. Dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely. Whenever you are in sight, I know that I love you. I love you. And you alone were meant for me. I love you. Please say you'll never leave me. I love you. And say we'll never part. Never part. Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Shoo-doo-doo-doo-shaboom.
Life could be a dream if I could take you up to paradise up above, and you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom, it's hoping we meet again. Hell, ding dong, shalangala, langala, 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 whoa, 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 bib, shadow, dip. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, hey there, we'd be so fine.
Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up to paradise up above. Shaboom, you tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, it's hoping we meet again. Hey, on the ding dong. Shalangala, langala, 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 whoa, 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 bib. Shadoba, dip. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I tell you to, baby, we'd be so fine.
Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up to paradise up above. This is the real deal. You tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, again, we meet again. Hey, on the ding dong. Shalangala, langala, 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 whoa, 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 bib. Shadoba, dip. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Shoo-doo-doo-doo-shoo.
Wow, Jack. Oh, I'm all excited, y'all. Welcome back to Jazzabrations and Beyond. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, with my co-host,
Torre, Brannon. Peace.
Yeah, I like that.
and Beyond. We are here, as you can see, our studio is full. We're here with Street Corner Renaissance. And as you heard that music, it is the baddest singing that I've heard in a long time, y'all. I just have to say that.
You mean bad as in good, right?
Yes, you know how you have that. Yes, exceptionally well.
The B-E-S-T. Okay.
That's right.
Yes.
I've heard worse.
So, gentlemen, exactly. So y'all said y'all have another gig coming up. Your next gig is, I forgot.
We're working on coming back to the community.
Right. Dwight Treble, they're working on coming back to the world stage. So can you please hurry up and hook that up so I can make sure that I promote it all over the world? Because this
and
is
locally, we're going to do the festival in LA 3rd
Oh, yeah.
The Cool
that
Jazz.
starts in June.
Yeah, the
Cool Jazz Wednesday
yes.
series.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what,
Right.
do you know when?
Are we
That's
going
in
back to
July.
Pips or no?
Yeah, we'll be back at Pips. Yeah.
Yeah, because a couple of weeks ago we did a sit-in, so to speak, with Barbara Morrison on her show on Tuesday nights.
Exactly.
And we had a really good time.
So do you guys have a website with all this on it so people can just go to it?
StreetCornerRenaissance.com.
StreetCornerRenaissance.com. You guys, you can go there and catch all of their dates when they're upcoming, where they're going to be next, and where they're going to be. So I know we're still waiting on one of the other gentlemen to join us, and it may, it breaks up the harmony when you don't have all 5 parts. I know that part right there. So we're just gonna try to hold on till he gets here.
We're done with 4.
Oh no!
She said, "Oh no,
Come on, don't be bashful.
We got my man out there. We got a Delphonic sitting
I
out
only
there.
sing to him in the shower. That's about it. But with that, what are there any young doo-wop groups that you guys are mentoring?
I thought you never asked. So we were up in New Jersey last December doing a TV show on PBS called Doo-Wop Generations, and there are a lot of young groups. But let's deal with something. Doo-Wop is a term that is a little kind of a misnomer, because a lot of the music is jazz, it's blues, it's R&B, it's rock and roll. It's not. So it's a cappella.
It's just not the term.
But it's all done a cappella.
Okay.
So
Acapella soul is what we prefer.
A cappella soul is more akin to what we would say
Can you walk in?
that we do. Yeah. So
I'm gonna bring you in, sir.
but to answer your question, there are a lot of young groups coming up. That the reason for them doing that to do that show was to introduce a new generation. We're considered kind of a new generation in a sense because we were
Wally
past the
Roker's
time.
group, the Heartbeats, they on that
5
show.
Heartbeats.
No, the
not
Heartbeats,
the 5
the ones who made 1,000 Miles Away. They handed it off to us on the show. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing history to know.
Right.
Yeah. And they were giving us honor and respect, saying, "Hey, I love how you guys have kept the music going." Because we're kind of that bridge between what died out in the '60s
And what's happening now?
It's been a resurgence in late
And the Persuasions, they carried the torch for a while.
Right.
They were singing a cappella?
Persuasions, yeah.
They were
Okay.
they were a lot of people's heroes.
Jerry Lawson, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a.
As far
this
as
is education
acapella, they are the standard bearers.
for it. Okay. So y'all could Google the Persuasions out there, young fellas, young millennials, so that you'll know what we're talking about here on the show. And because we're live, I'm going to just come on and bring our 5th man in. Come on and sit right here on the
Sonny
bench.
Banks, baby.
Come on, Sonny, just join us. We're joining live. He was in that.
He tripping.
I'm old and nervous.
Yes, stuck in that traffic. That's all right. You and I going to share this mic. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, because everybody else has.
Okay, I'm Charles Sonny Banks. I'm the elder
This is our
statesman
camera
of the
right
group.
there. That one
Okay,
right there.
This is the camera right here. Okay.
That's the camera and that's the mic. I figured that out.
Yeah, I'm Charles Sonny Banks, and what Maurice said wasn't funny. First of all, I'll let y'all know. But I'm Charles Sonny Banks, and I've been a member of the group for about 10 or 12 years. And just like Torre said, we from the old school, and we love doing this. And we're going to continue to do it as long as God allows us to do it.
Hey,
There
that's
you
awesome.
go.
So you weren't here, Mr. Sonny. We did a little opening intro.
Oh, really?
Yes, we did. Now,
Without
can I have
me?
it? Yes, can I have it with you?
Well, we're going to do a song that he leads.
1,000 miles away.
Life Could Be a Dream. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Get the mic.
Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream.
Life could be a dream if I could take you up to paradise up above, and you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart, oh yeah. Shaboom is up and life could be a dream. Shaboom, come true. Shaboom, and you would spend your whole life loving you. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Shaboom.
Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. Don't you know? If you do what I tell you to,
Hey there, we'll be so fine. Don't you know life could be to paradise up above.
Up to paradise. You're the light with the love.
Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, it's over, we meet again. Shaboom, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Shoo-doo-doo-doo, shaboo.
Featuring Sonny on that
Y'all
one.
got my studio audience phone making noise up in here. They better be quiet. I'm gonna put them out. They got all excited.
Yeah. So,
But that is awesome.
so we just wanted to say that, again, Maurice mentioned the Persuasions.
Yes.
And we thought it was important that this kind of music stay alive, you know, and unfortunately, to really make a good living, I kind of want to bring this up, we kind of have to go out of town, you know what I mean, to really, it's like that profit is not...
Out of community. Out of community. Out of community.
Out of the community.
Right.
Out of the country.
Out of the skin tone is break it down. Out of the skin tone.
Okay. But you know, that's the same thing with jazz. Jazz was born here, but it's celebrated worldwide.
Yeah.
And they are reaping the benefits of what was created here. So I feel what y'all saying, and sometimes you know
It's not just us.
Yeah, but you know, we're surprised because we went to Oxford, Alabama.
Right.
We were in Fargo, North Carolina, wherever it is.
No, Dakota,
whatever. But we go places like that and performing arts centers, and no one's on the show but us, and it fills up. So we they know us. I mean, we're constantly surprised, you know. So yeah.
Well, I'm sure, Bob, when you was with
And the
Smokey
check's clear too.
when you were with Smokey, I'm sure a lot of those audience were mostly white.
Yes, they were,
Is that right?
sir.
Yeah.
But they knew all of the songs, and he better not mistake a word. No, but it was a fabulous time, and the audiences were always receptive. Of course, he was Smokey Robinson. I mean,
Right.
He's a legend.
Would y'all say you would contribute that to? What's the guy that's always doing the oldies but goodies shows? That's keeping them alive. Art LeBeau.
Yeah.
Art LeBeau has done an incredible job keeping our music alive.
And Hispanics support him big time.
Big time.
We was out in Ojai, and we did we did a mother-son dinner, and it was a lot of Hispanics.
Right.
And this kid was about 4th or 5th grade, knew every song we sang. I said, man, how you know?
Right.
Mi abuela, my grandmother.
Right. You know what else we did? You remember we did another thing one time when we were doing the schools, right? Okay. So all the kids were when we went around to do the schools, the guy called us back. I can't think of his name. And we went back, and they had their parents there with them. At the time that we came in, they did a special thing for us.
That was the one,
That's the one you're talking about?
Mother-son dinner.
Yeah, but it was I mean, all the kids' parents were there.
You know, one thing Smokey did say, he said, you know, music it cuts across all boundaries. So if you like something, you like it. You don't care what color the people are or where they're from. You just like what you hear.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. One singer says, I just like good music.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
If you don't put no labels on it,
Right.
and just say that it's good or bad.
Right.
And that's
No label, indeed, because people, that's just to put it like that, grew up on all this music. They were listening to this music on the radio.
Yeah.
Correct.
Each and everybody, all of us, including all the races.
Yeah,
they know all the music, all the words. They grew up just like us with that radio dialed on. Hey,
but it's easy for people to. People just want to put a label, so they call us a doo-wop group, and that's how we eat.
Economic.
Yeah, that's how we eat.
Right.
But we do.
That's the money part of it.
We've sung.
Because you got to be able to catalog it.
Right.
Identify
You got to be able to
it.
identify it, and you got to be able to keep
Right.
them royalties in them managers' private books.
Well, you know, truth be told, there have been some social issues in music, and we know that a lot of black artists like James Brown, Little Richard, and Chuck Berry and others were ripped off for their music.
Correct.
You know, and had to go back and sue. You know, Sam Cooke had to sue the record company to get his masters.
Correct.
Ray Charles, James Brown.
The list goes on and on and on.
So, you know, there is another side to this other than just singing.
That's that old business side, I know.
You know about it, huh?
Yes.
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, we today we could be a blues group.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You want us to be a blues group?
If Charlie remembers, we could probably do it. I don't know if I can.
give him the bass run.
Give us some blues.
They didn't give me a chance. I just got off the freeway, yo. I drove all the way from out. So
we know you got the blues.
Down for 2 hours driving in.
Is your hands clean?
And they gave me the blues. Driving in that
We're going to sing
traffic.
this one, and then we're going to go into a commercial break, and I'm going to give you a comfortable seat so you can really enjoy.
That would be right.
No. You done drove
They
a long
call
way.
it storm.
Let's start off.
Something like that, right?
See there?
How's it go, Charlie?
Let me start it.
Start it off.
Okay.
Does that sound like it's too high?
It does.
Yeah.
For you? Well, let's try it again.
I think it's somewhere right there.
They call it stormy Monday. Tuesday just as bad. There you go.
Right there, yeah.
Okay. Listen, y'all. Hey, they call it stormy Monday. Tuesday just as bad. Call it stormy Monday. Tuesday just as bad. Listen. Wednesday's worse. Thursdays are all so sad. Listen, y'all, I want to tell ya. Eagle flies on Friday. Saturday I go out to play. Yes, I do now. What said the eagle flies on Friday? Saturday I go out to play. I wake up early Sunday night, on Saturday night, go to church, get down on my knees and pray. And I said, Lord have mercy on me. Tell me what I say, fellas, yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Yeah. Lord have mercy. Challenge on hearts in misery. I want to hear Torre sing, one of you brothers. I got a little red rooster, 2 legs and a crow for day. I got a little red rooster, 2 legs and a crow for day. You know, Linda, keep everything in the bone, y'all, upsetting every way.
Check it out.
The dog began to bark. The hound began to howl. The dog began to bark. The hound began to howl. Yeah, watch out on your kinfolk. My little red rooster's on the prowl. Down on blues. Down on blues. All she wanted to hear was them down on blues all night long. Every other record or two. I'm gonna get my head back and play me some of them down on blues. Let's do it again, y'all. Down home blues. Down home blues. All she wanted to hear was them down on blues all night long. Every other record or two. Yeah. I'm gonna get my head back and play me some of them down home blues.
Well, I'm going to Chicago. Well, sorry I can't take you, baby. I'm going to Chicago. Well, so sorry I can't take you, baby. There ain't nothing in Chicago, baby, for a monkey woman like you to do. Well, the blues is alright. Hey, yeah, I like the blues. Oh, the blues is alright. Hey, hey, the blues is alright. Hey, hey, well, the blues is alright. Hey, the blues is alright. Yeah. Well.
Wow. Y'all got some excitement going on. Y'all got some excitement going going on so much that my son is texting me and telling me to send him my credentials
Social media.
log into Facebook.
He gonna put us on Facebook.
You want to see what they looking like, huh? They look as bad as they sound.
But that's
My son is 18, getting ready to go to CSUN.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So,
But yes,
but we got another song that this guy grew up on. You know. That,
y'all don't want to take a break and get some water?
1,000 miles
away,
1,000 miles away.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, honey, hush, hush, hush now.
We'll do that when we come back.
Okay,
We'll take a break.
let's take a quick commercial break
Give me some gumbo.
so you can have some water, some mints or something, and we'll be right back with you. LeBron is the baddest engineer in the house.
That's
Thank
right.
you so
Right.
much,
Right.
LeBron.
Right.
Give it up for you.
I don't think
Be right
there's
back.
many people on this.
All right.
Well, well, well. You know that it's time to get on board. Now we're gonna go all across this land. We're gonna go to the east. We're gonna go to the north, the south, and the west. The east, most definitely. But we're gonna come to you, and you, and you too.
People all over the world,
Come on,
join hands,
put it together.
start a love train.
Come on,
Love train.
don't need no
People all
money.
over the world,
You don't need no
Join
ticket.
start a love train.
Well,
Love train.
the first stop that we make will be Memphis.
Why don't you
Tell all the folks in Chi-Town, San Antonio too. Charles Sonny Banks, y'all. Don't you know that it's time to get on board and let this train keep on riding, riding on through. Oh, come on.
Join hands,
Don't need no ticket.
start a love train.
Oh,
Love train.
you don't need no money, no money.
Join hands,
honey.
start a love train. Love train. All of you brothers over in Jersey. That's what Tony did.
Why don't you
Tell all the folks in New Orleans and Harlem too. Yes. Don't you miss this train at the station. 'Cause if you miss it, I feel sorry, sorry for you. Don't miss this train. Everybody come. We're gonna ride with Renaissance. Gonna do it with us. Everybody. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We gonna ride together.
Let it ride.
We gonna let it ride. Yes. Ride together.
Let it ride. All over the world. Join hands.
Everybody come on. Ride this train with Renaissance. Everybody today.
Join hands.
Come on.
Start a love train.
Listen.
A love train.
The next stop that we make will be Compton.
Why don't
Tell all the folks in Philly and Motown too. Don't you miss this train at the station. let this train keep on riding, riding on through. Don't you miss the train? Everybody ride this train with Renaissance. Yeah, everybody, man, boy, woman, and girl. Come on. Join with Renaissance. Yeah, we gon' let it ride. Let it ride.
As y'all can see, I am in seventh heaven. I'm the only female up in here today.
Can I get closer to the guys?
Okay, yes, we were supposed to make a change.
You said it, too.
At the
y'all
break.
gonna have to do an on-camera switch. I'll talk while y'all change the switch.
Right.
So anyway, we got to feature a vocalist from New Jersey. Newark, New Jersey. Well, Newark is in New Jersey, right?
Used to be.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
I stand
But actually, and it's the home of the
That's the
late,
origin.
great
Thank you. You want your seat?
Kenneth Gibson, the first black mayor of Newark, New Jersey,
Right.
who just passed away recently.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
And you guys now have Baracha, huh?
Yeah.
How you say his name? Baraka?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brother Baraka over there. Anyway, you want to do a song, bro?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I don't need it.
You don't need it.
I'm going to do this song that was a favorite song of every street corner doo-wop group at that time. And it goes something like this.
It goes exactly like this.
You're 1,000 miles away, oh, and I still have my love to remember you by. Rat-a-tat-tat-too. Oh, my darling, dry your eyes. Rat-a-tat-tat-too. Daddy's coming home soon. Oh yeah, baby. On my knees every day. All I do is pray, baby, just for you. I hope you always want me to. Daddy's coming home soon.
Boom, 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 boom,
It
boom,
may be on a Sunday. It may be on a Tuesday afternoon. But no matter what the day is, I'm going to make it my business to get home soon. You're 1,000 miles away, oh, and I still have your love to remember you by. Oh, my darling, dry your eyes. Daddy's coming home soon. I'm not 1,000 miles away.
All right.
Thank you.
Excuse me, studio audience, I'm going to have to put y'all out. Y'all got to stop it now.
Now,
Excited?
now let us give proper recognition to Mr. Wally Roker and the
Yes.
Heartbeats. That song was done in 1956, 57, somewhere around there. Right, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
56.
So
Wow, and that was Wally singing it.
Wally
He
was
was
singing
singing
the
the
bass.
bass.
Yeah. In fact, when we went into the studio, he came into the studio with us and sung with us.
Dig the bass.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Oh, y'all
History,
that's
history.
legendary. That's
When you
right.
listen
That's
to the
legendary.
CD, when you listen to the CD on that song, you'll hear Wally Worker doing the bass on it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have the CD, and I'm so glad that I was able to meet him. And he took me out to the Living Legends Foundation picnic, where they used to always have it in October, out in the valley.
Yeah, he
And-
lived in the valley out there.
Yes, he did. And so, rest in heaven, Wally. We are here. We're shouting out to you. We know that you are listening. You're rolling over and saying, "Yay, my work is
Yeah.
not in vain."
And his son Chris and his wife Marjorie.
Yes.
So
They're still keeping it alive.
I will ask the fellas to maybe. Yeah. Okay. Right. We'll. So I just wanted to say, we had a fantastic singer to help found the group and to stay with us until his passing.
Yes.
I think a little over a year now, maybe almost 2
Year
years.
in
Almost
June.
going on
Yeah,
2 years.
it'd be 2 years, right? And his name was Kevin Kwame Alexander. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee. His father was a great singer. He sung with some groups down that had been recorded at Stack Studios down in Memphis. And so for many years, he was with us, and you hear his voice on that tape. But we have another fantastic singer who
Lord
stepped
mercy.
in.
Yeah.
Lord, brother.
My boy.
From the west, what south? Were you from the south side?
Southside.
Okay, south.
Southside
I don't know why-
of
I don't know why them Chicago guys, they always go south side.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it,
I
man.
know.
You got to
So,
have the rhythm in it.
We
you know
want to
what I'm saying?
feature Mr. Bob Henley III on this song that was done originally by Jackie Wilson back in the day.
All righty.
Bum 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 bum
I want somebody to hold my hand. Oh, yeah. Somebody to love me. Oh, and understand. I won't be a woman. I want a woman. I want a lover. I want a lover. I want a friend. I want a woman, a lover, a friend. I want somebody to share my love. Oh, yeah. Yes, loving is something. Oh, I got plenty of. I want me a woman. I want a lover. I want a friend. I want a woman, a lover, a friend. I don't want a fancy girl, with powder and paint, and I don't want a woman. I don't want a woman who thinks she's a saint. I'm looking for someone who's not make believe, and doesn't mind so that she can receive. There must be somebody somewhere around that's looking for someone to give pound for pound. I want me a woman. I want a lover. I want a friend. I want a woman, a lover, a friend. I don't want a fancy girl, with powder and paint, and I don't want a woman, who thinks she's a saint. Well, I'm looking for someone who's not make believe, and doesn't mind giving, so that she can receive. I'm looking for someone somewhere around.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for someone to give pound for pound. I want me a woman. I want a lover.
I want a lover.
I want a friend.
I want a woman, a lover, a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie Wilson, Bob Henley III.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
all right.
So,
New kid on the block.
so
New
putting
kid
on my co-host hat, I had a question for the group.
Okay.
Any one of them can answer this question except me.
Yes.
So besides the fact that we love the music, we know we love the music, and the fact that we can make a little money doing this, why do we do this music, man? I mean, this is supposed to die 50 years ago. Chuck, you were around, I think. I'm not to say you're that old.
That's
but-
okay. So I'm not ashamed of being old. In order to get old, you got to live.
Hey, there you go. Come on.
The basic requirement for getting old is living.
That's right.
Come on, teach.
All
Take
right
that.
then. But I was around. I grew up on this music. I was one of the guys that was standing on the street corner and in the tunnels in the bathroom singing this music in high school, trying to get the girls. So anybody my age know
That's
what
why
I'm
he's
talking about.
getting the girls.
And I love music. I started singing in the church at 5 years old. The very first song I ever sung was with my niece. It's called "The Old Rugged Cross." In church on an Easter Sunday. My poem was, "What you looking at me for? I didn't come to stay. I just come to say it's Happy Easter Day."
Oh,
That was my poem.
you still remember that?
Oh yeah, I can't remember a lot of things, but I remember.
Tony, same question.
Well, I love singing, as everybody know, and I love to get paid too. But quiet as kept, I love it so much. I think I'm robbing people because they're paying me to sing, you know, because that's something that I feel that God gave me the gift to do, to share with people, and that's what I love doing. You know, I started singing on the corners and everything, but my first impression on doo-wop singing, I was 5 years old and I heard some teenage boys outside singing the nursery rhyme.
What was that?
They were doing, Georgie Porgy was pulling the pie. He kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. It happened once upon a time in the nursery rhyme. So when I heard that, I was hooked. I was hooked at 5 years old, and I always wanted to do that.
Now, when this cat called me, man, I thought he was calling me to maybe audition for one of his plays. I didn't know he wanted to sing. So what you doing, man?
I like it because I like to see the look on people's face. People have a relationship with this music. And, you know, a lot of times people say, you guys doing original stuff? Yeah, we do, and we can, but people have a relationship with this music, so we don't have to work too hard. We go anywhere in the world, and they act like they know us when we start singing it. And they always sit and they smile throughout the whole performance. They rub each other's back, and then they touch hands, and it's Joe Biden over here.
I didn't mean nothing by it.
It's generational. It's generational.
Sitting right out there.
It's generational. But the main reason I love doing it now is I worked insurance for 25 years. You know, I got out of college. You know, I studied communications, and I moved to Hollywood. And naturally, the first thing I did was got a job in the insurance business. And I got stuck for 25 years. And when I hit 52, I realized I got my second card from AARP. And I said, all the stuff I wanted to do when I grew up and that I dreamed about, I said, I'm more than grown. And I quit my job. People say, you crazy. I said, probably. You know, but if I wait another 20 years, you're going to be 72, and then I'm going to be thinking like I should have did it when I was 52. I just moved into a house in Baldwin Hills, and I said, no, I got to do it because I don't want to be 72 with a nice house in the hills and a closet full of regrets. So I jumped ship. And I started the group, and I wrote a play. I won the NAACP Theater Award for the best musical. It was a murder mystery, and haven't looked back. So then I've gotten into advertising. I was made the creative director, so anything you hear in the black community on Cover California, all the billboards and the radio commercials, TV, that's my doing.
Then you just did a movie, right?
And I just did a movie, yes.
Yeah, what's that movie?
So it's the...
That's another part of his repertoire.
We're getting close. Divided family. It's called Divided. A family divided with Lawrence Hilton Jacobs and Art Evans and a lot of good. I mean, we shot in the biggest mansion in.
So as we wrap up, Bob, if you
House Divided is the name of the movie.
House Divided. So if you had to talk to a younger person like 16, 17 years old right now, wanting to get into music, considering your career, you've been singing all your life. What would you say to that young person?
Well, I would tell them to reach for the stars and never give up on their dream.
Sure.
If it's what they want to do, then do it. Never let anybody speak into your dream but you.
Right.
Stay strong. Practice. Because practice does make perfect.
Perfect practice.
Indeed. Indeed, the right kind of perfect.
Right. Don't just practice the wrong
I said that
stuff.
to my son yesterday. I said, practice makes perfect. He said, no, it don't. It just makes it better.
Right.
But if you practice perfectly, you'll get perfect.
So,
But one other thing I would like to add in there is that the reason why I do this is because of the joy that I see on the people's faces that we perform.
right,
And
automatically brings a smile.
you know,
to your
and
face.
the accolades that you get, the people come up and give you hugs, and you're so wonderful. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what I think.
as a history buff, I love the fact that we can continue something that our ancestors began before we were even here. You know, so when I hear of people like Billie Holiday and Duke Ellington and all the struggles they went through to make sure that this music was heard, it gives me great pride to continue doing this type of music. People like Pookie Hudson, who people don't really know, was one of the greatest vocalists. I know Chuck, I'm talking about. Sam Cooke and others.
My boy with the Spaniel.
There you go.
Yeah,
the
we
Spaniels.
got one more minute before we wrap up. So won't y'all just take us on out of y'all style?
Jesus.
Whoa, Jesus,
Give me water,
gave me water,
give me water.
I said, Jesus,
Give me water,
gave me water,
give me
I
water.
said, Jesus,
Give me water,
gave me water,
give me water.
I wanna let His
Give me water.
praises swell. Jesus,
Give me water,
gave me water,
give me water.
I said, Jesus,
Give me water,
gave me water,
give me water.
give me living,
Give me
life,
water.
and lasting
Give me water,
and it was not in the way. There was a woman from Samaria,
Yes,
came
Lord.
to the well, wanna get some water.
Yes, Lord.
There, she met a stranger.
Yes, Lord.
Who did a story tell.
Yes, Lord.
Her drinking was made richer.
Yes, Lord.
She ran back to the city.
Yes, Lord.
Cried glory, hallelujah.
Yes, Lord.
And it was not in the way.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
Jesus.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
Jesus.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
I wanna let
Gave me water.
this way.
Gave me water. Gave me water. Gave me water.
Jesus.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
Gave me water.
Give me living.
Gave me water.
Lasting.
Gave me water, and it was not in the way.
Rata.
Amen. To all you people at Bedside Baptist, amen.
Indeed.
You got an idea of Joyce, and he said,
All right.
Well, with that, we thank you for joining us today here on Jazzabrations and Beyond. I'm your host, Linda Morgan, and my co-host, Torre Brannon.
I think us too.
Thank you for having us.
Coming out.
Yes, indeed.
So definitely share this with your social media friends.
I'm going to send it to all the guys. I'm sending it.
Yes.
We'll see you on Saturday.
City Club.
Saturday.
What city club?
But yes.
Wait, is that the? Did you say that's the second floor, right? The second floor.
The
penthouse.
51st floor.
floor.
Of the penthouse.
Overlooking.
What street is on now?
It's on Flower.
See, we moving on
The
up.
original one used to be on Brannon.
That's way up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They used to be down in the Bunker Hill town.
Yeah.
Right.
So
James
you guys
Burks
gonna
be there
come and
sometime.
just let me introduce you to my audience. I don't got no money. Maybe I can feed y'all that night.
That's the second time you said you ain't got no
But
money.
you know, for artists, two things that get us going. If you don't have money, applause, any kind of,
absolutely.
and chicken.
Yes, you must crazy.
Not for Torre. Torre don't eat chicken.
Don't say that.
Buzzard, eat little buzzard.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
So let's take our photos. Take a couple of photos.
Huh?
Linda, come on over.
Yes.
Linda.
Okay, girlie. I'm in my